Welcome to Eagle Island State Park. My name is Matt, and I am the park ranger and park manager.
So, what do park rangers do?
So park rangers, it depends on the park itself. If there's a camping park, they maintain a lot of the campsites. In a day use park like the one you're in now, we maintain the day use part of the parks. Park rangers in general oversee a small city. We are basically law enforcement, we are landscapers, plumbers, electricians. We do it all because some of these parks don't have the capability of hiring out those different trades to fix problems or issues. Not only are we a city, but we maintain everything that's in the park itself. So when I say that we're a city, we are, like I said, we're landscapers, we're electricians, plumbers, law enforcement, firefighters. So we do a lot of things in the park to maintain this park, to maintain how beautiful and rich it is. So that's a real general question, specific, just to the park rangers, but we do a lot. A lot of us call us jack of all trades, master of a few.
Yeah.
So what you see out here is what we maintain. I mean, even if you look at the water, we are lifeguards. Even if you look at the water, we do water samples. So we actually make sure the water quality is good. With that, it brings us to the water quality of our domestic water. We maintain water in here. We do water samples to make sure the quality is good with that as well.
How did you become a park ranger? What does it take to do that?
Well, now it takes some, not necessarily a college degree, but it does take college credits to get into the natural resources side of parks and recreation. Anywhere from biology to parks and recreation classes to environmental studies. Those are the kind of the classes that you take to get into this position. My route was I started out as a field biologist, then I got into environmental planning, which deals with a lot of reports, a lot of different agencies, and writing biological assessments and reports on the impacts of humans on a particular piece of property. Now that wasn't really what I wanted to do. I wanted to be more on the front lines.
So you were taking those classes, is that what you mean?
I took classes for those, but also I took those on as jobs.
Oh, okay.
Because I was a field biologist in another state. I was an environmental planner in another state. That all led up to this, because it not only did I take college credits for those positions, but that gave me the experience. And also to be able to check those boxes that I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to sit behind a desk and write reports all day.
Right.
Although
so
that
it
is
helped
part
you
of it.
know what you did not want to do.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what we like to say with our employees, our seasonal employees, is checking that box of whether you like it or you don't. But at least you can check a box and say, I do want to do that somewhere in there, or I don't want to do that at all.
What does like a day look like for you here? Like what's a day?
That's a great question, because it depends on the season. Like you see right now, there's not a lot of people out here, so it's nice and quiet. You can take in the weather, the beautiful trees. So right now it's also quiet. There's not a lot of visitors out here. So my job goes back into maintenance of the park. I like to say is I fix everything broke during the summer, during the winter season. In the summertime, it's completely opposite. We have this park here gets almost 600,000 people a year in it. So during that summer season, I become the law enforcement side for parks and recreation to make sure everybody's recreating safely, correctly, and responsibly. So there's a lot of changes. It depends on the season what I do.
Are there things about this job that people don't really talk about or don't think about?
Yeah, a lot of people think that park rangers are up in the wilderness, and what they do is they go around to campsites and say hi to people and go look at nature and be out in the wilderness all the time. But the biggest thing is the communication with visitors. A lot of people don't understand that rangers are the first contact between the park and the natural environment or recreational environment that they have. And the other part of that is we have employees that are also that first contact. So it's that relationship between the visitors and the park and park staff that people really don't understand, that when there's an issue, park rangers are the first ones to go out there and deal with it, and that's that relationship.
So I had several teachers be asked, what would be your dream job? And probably 3 out of the 10 that were asked that question said a park ranger.
Right.
So there's something about your job that's really appealing to a lot of our teachers. So tell us like the highlights or the fun things about your job.
Excellent. So the main thing is, the highlight of my job, this career, is what you see is my office. I get to come to a state park as my office. I work on everything in the park to make it for the people of Idaho. And the people of Idaho start with the kids, they start with the families, they start with people that want to engage with the natural environment or with recreation and have a good time. And then it all boils down to the kids. If the kids get excited about a park, they're going to be excited to take that to heart and protect it more than it is to kind of go out and not recreate responsibly. Here we have this opportunity for everybody in Idaho to come in here and scream and yell on the playground, scream and yell on the water slide, and what that does is it makes memories. There was a manager or a park manager up north that said that we're in the business of making memories. And that's exactly what we do, because everybody remembers their park, like you had said. You remember coming down
right.
here, right? You came
Always
down
came
here,
when I was a kid.
right, on your bike, and because I'm assuming your parents knew it was going to be safe. So, is a park ranger something that you're interested in, Caleb?
Not necessarily. I'd really like to be either guide service or Idaho Fish and Game, like a game warden or something.
Okay.
Something like that.
A guide service
Yeah.
in Four Rivers or a guide service in the ocean?
Well, like more like a hunting guide service.
Hunting guide service?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay, because that's part of recreation within
Yeah.
the state of Idaho, and Fish and Game and Idaho Parks and Recreation are definitely ones that you could go through to get into that position. Absolutely. The last thing I would like to say is if this is an opportunity for you to work as a park ranger, ask questions. Ask a lot of questions to park rangers, to park staff, and to go back and look at those boxes like I had talked about to see if those are what you're interested in. Nothing, at least what I believe in, is that nothing comes easy. And if you put your heart into it, you can overcome any obstacle in your life. And another thing is, if you're doing something you love, you never work a day in your life. I love being a park ranger. I'm lucky I found it, but it was a lot of hard work and a lot of checking off the boxes and asking questions that I did not know that I had until I started talking to people. Don't hesitate to ask questions to park rangers. This is why we're here. We want you to get excited not only to be a visitor of our parks, but also be interested in working in our parks. So don't hesitate to ask any questions.